Hi, and welcome to the Financial Modeling Podcast. In Season 4, we explore what makes good financial modelers great. The ability to tell a story, being able to model legal nuances, using the financial model as an effective negotiating tool to close deals. These are just some of the skills we reveal as what you need to know to become a master financial modeler. Season 4 of the Financial Modeling Podcast is sponsored by Full Stack Modeler. Your journey into the future of financial modeling starts here.
How are you doing and how are you finding the summit so far?
Yeah, good. Great talks, the ones that I've heard. Really exciting stuff. A lot of Excel nerds in one place. A lot of MVPs, a lot of Excel enthusiasts. So it's great to be part of the summit. Even though we are live, we are not, in person. So this is great as well. This is, I think, much better, more accessible to more people as well, because a lot of people can't travel normally. So I think this is the way of the future. So we'll see.
Absolutely. And it's really interesting. So I put up on my Instagram, last year, pretty much on this day, I launched season 3 of the Financial Modeling Podcast. And the theme of the podcast was the road to London. And I was going to go to London in April for the Global Excel Summit. Of course, that's when it was supposed to be held last year. So things didn't quite pan out. But a year later, I'm glad that we are still able to meet virtually. And one season of the podcast later, I launched season 4 this past week. Mm-hmm. So it's funny almost how time flies, but I'm glad that they decided to go ahead, put the summit online, make it accessible, and of course, amazing turnout that they have. John, talk to us about MyExcelOnline. I mean, it's pretty famous. I don't think you need to introduce it to anybody. Maybe talk to us a bit about some of the innovations that you've got, coming up, some of the changes, some of the new content that might be added, and what your plans are for the next year.
Oof, lots of plans. So I've been around since 2014 with MyExcelOnline. Started off, with a blog, just writing the blog post and all that, and then the podcast show, and then, selling one online course. And then I changed a couple of years ago to instead of selling one course, selling a membership package. So selling, various courses, well, everything in Excel pretty much, all levels, beginner, intermediate, advanced, as a membership, so a one-time fee. That's I changed that model 2 years ago, and it's great. More than over 5,000 students have joined that. Currently, we're over 2,000 active students, actively paying every month, and we're just growing. So this year, I am spending all my efforts on growing the academy. As you can see, I'm wearing the Academy t-shirt, promoting it. I'm putting all my efforts into that, into doubling it or tripling the student base, because I want to help more people. My blog is there; it's running in the background. I've got people in my team helping me with that. The podcast is, I'm going to start that again this year. It's been on the back burner for a bit.
Do some I look forward to some collaborations there.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Like with the podcast, I interviewed a lot of Excel experts at the start, but I ran out of experts. So now I'm just going to do some Excel tips. That's my plan this year. So everything else is running well in the background. YouTube channel is growing slowly. What else? We've got a consulting side on the site. We've got Excel books as well. We've got ebooks. We've just released a new one, 101 Excel tips and tricks. And we also have those hardback books on Amazon, and they're being produced. So they're ticking along nice. I'm always focusing on that side of the business, creating more products, whether it's paid or free. But this year I'm focusing on growing the academy, because the product is amazing. The students love it. The testimonials that I get from the students is just awesome. No one says this is bad. If it was, I'll change it. But everyone's loving it. It's just an awesome course. Over 1,000 video tutorials, and every month we're adding new stuff to it. And we've got a great support. We've got a forum inside. We've got, teachers there live supporting, and people are loving it. So it's just a matter of growing the academy and, getting the reach to more people. So that's my plan for this year.
That's awesome. And, I was talking to Danielle Stein-Fairhurst earlier today, and before the summit, I was telling one of my friends, that I'm going to be at this global Excel summit, and he said, an Excel summit? Is that a thing? So I Googled how many people use Microsoft Excel, and of course the user base of Microsoft Excel is over 750 million people. I mean, that's 750 million people. I mean, we're talking a pretty sizable Excel population. And I think somebody else said it, or either Danielle or Lance, I'm not quite sure who said it. I mean, it's such a good quote. I must really attribute it to the right person. But they said, Excel has one of the largest populations in the world in terms of people that use it every day. And of course, we're so well aware of that. So it's nice to have a summit that we all come together, experts can come together, and everybody from beginners to newbies coming together to see Excel, of course. And so great that you have the training, because I think when people think Excel, they haven't played around with it, they think, oh, it's just a bunch of cells and a spreadsheet. And of course, now we've got new data types, and you can bring in live stock information and geographic types, and you can bring in city information and populations. And it's truly incredible the stuff that they're adding to Excel all the time. I mean, given the rate of evolution in Excel, I can imagine you're pretty much working on a new course on a daily basis.
Yeah, new course or new feature updates, definitely. We're doing that always. Every month we're releasing new videos with the new features that are coming out. But you're right about the base. There's 800 million or 750 million, 800 million people. And what I say is, there's 800 million Excel users or Office users, and less than 5% know how to use it. Okay. And that's true. I've seen it firsthand when I worked in the corporate world, the General Electric. I had an internal blog there, and there were 10,000 GE employees learning from me. So it was like, come on, this is General Electric, a massive company, and people don't know how to use Excel. And it's true. It's like, it's a massive market, a great opportunity for people to go and teach Excel as well. What I'm doing, other people can get in the market and niche down as well. Not just Excel. I'm doing Excel general for that 95% of people that don't know Excel, but what you're doing, financial modeling, that's even niching even more. Other people are doing Power BI. There's so much opportunity there, and I find this like a normal industry, and other people think it's a weird industry. I'm in a mastermind group where I get coaching and all that, and they say, you're doing Excel? What's that? Why? It's like, it's 800 million users there. That's why. And I see the other people having courses or memberships on the art field or something else, and dog training. I think that's weird, but yeah, there's a massive opportunity there with Excel to teach. And if you want to go down that route, and I definitely will suggest you go down that route. If you're working in the company, leave the company, be your own boss, and start a teaching or education company. It's very rewarding.
It's rewarding, and it's a great opportunity to be an entrepreneur. So going back, you say you started the company in 2000 and when did you start it? 2004? 2014. Yeah. I mean, that's a good 7 years ago now. Yeah. Was it your experience in General Electric that led you to start the company and say, geez, if this is one company where people don't realize how to use Excel, this must be going on in every company? Yeah,
exactly. It was that was a light bulb moment where I had the internal blog just for GE employees, and I was doing, weekly Excel tips, and I was getting so much love from all the people. It's like, oh, this is great. I'm like, wow. 10,000 people within a year. I subscribed to this internal blog, and I go, I'm going to do a course. I'm going to create a course and sell it to them and make some money. That was my idea. And then, I would go home and record the course. I research online. First I go, everyone has courses on general Excel, but I go, no one has a pivot table course. I thought, I didn't know about pivot tables before I started. No idea. I go, I'm going to learn now. I got a few books. I researched online, on YouTube, Contextures. Deborah Douglas has a lot of information there. Research her website. as I said, got a few books from Bill Jalen and just learned how to do pivot tables and then recorded every night for 12 months, recorded a course and a tutorial. And then by the end of it, I had like 220 video tutorials, 10 hours of material. And I go, I'm going to sell it. I'm ready to sell it. And when I tried to sell it to General Electric, my boss said, or compliance said, you cannot sell a course, being an employee. And I go, oh, come on, that's just unbelievable. So what I did is I resigned. But before I resigned, I sent them an email to everyone in the internal blog, say, hey, sign up to my free webinar to the pivot table. So it's a free webinar, then leads to, selling the course. And, I made about, $15,000 just from that. And then I left the company pretty much. It was at the time that I left, like a day before I left. And then what I did is I put that course on Udemy and, selling it on Udemy. And that was like making, back then it was like, $2,000 a month on Udemy. And that was great. I was, I could leave my job because what I was earning at General Electric working in Spain was about $2,000 a month, which is low because in Spain, people don't pay well. Other countries, they do. I'm from Australia and they pay, more than that. And then, decided I'm leaving General Electric and doing this online course business. And that's how it started.
It's amazing. And of course, 7 years in, it's a lot of persistence. I think a lot of people think they want to create online training. And it's a little bit easier said than done, isn't it? I mean, you've got to record the content, you make a mistake, you've got to edit the content, there's video editing and packaging it. And of course, you've got to stay relevant. I mean, Excel is a tool that's changing all the time. They're moving it online. They're releasing new features all the time. So you have to stay relevant and you have to keep your content relevant as well.
Yeah. Well, the course was created using Excel 2010 and it's still there. I have that. All the material was 2010. But as new versions were released, like 2013, I created the new updates in 2013 about pivot tables. 2016, the same thing. 2019 and Office 365, I created like an extra course or an extra module about the new features. So the core course is in Excel 2010 and the rest are, additions. But people can relate to it now because there's not much changed. But yeah, you always got to stay on top and teach whatever's new because people need it. People ask me, hey, John, do you have a video of that? I don't. You just got to create for them. Even if it's one person saying that, it means a lot more people are thinking about that question as well.
Absolutely. I mean, John, talking about community, which is a big part of the podcast for me, and it sounds like for you as well. You've got this massive community. You've got a forum on your website. How do you manage that community, given that you're creating courses all the time as well?
I've got a part-time person on there, managing the forum. And that's the academy. So it's not open to anyone. It's part of the academy. You got to be a member to have access to that. And I have a part-time person, and they're there answering questions. And they answer questions within minutes or hours, not days. Even though they're part-time, they do it whenever. And also have 2 full-time people. They're there as well supporting. And I'm there sometimes. Go in there and help out when needs be. But they do the support side. I help out sometimes. And I'm more of the creating the content and marketing the business and all that stuff.
It's a full-time business, isn't it? And once you get caught up in this world, there's no going back. There's no going back to a corporate and not talking about and working with Excel every day. I mean, it's an exciting field. It's a continuously changing field. And of course, building a business for yourself. Yeah, no,
it's much rewarding. Not having a boss is the best thing ever because I always hated having a boss. I didn't really like being told what to do, especially, things that I didn't want to do. But yeah, you got to go through that path anyway. Working in the corporate world, you got to go through that path. And then one day you realize you're like, hey, what do I want to do? Do you want to climb the corporate ladder, go one way, or do you want to go the other way and start your own business and help people? So I took the other route because, I didn't want to have a boss and I wanted to have more freedom. And it wasn't easy. It's not like success the first day. You just keep on at it, and then slowly grows. It's just, it's a long game. It's a marathon.
Absolutely.
And you get there at the end. Everyone will. If you put effort, you'll get there at the end, no matter where you come from, what your background is, what your knowledge is. If you just persist, you'll get there in the end.
Absolutely, a lot of perseverance. Well, I mean, I must say, no matter what I do with my life, I'll still have a boss. My 2-year-old son is my boss, and yeah, he's pretty much the harshest boss I think I've ever had. He's certainly the most impatient boss I've ever had.
Yeah.
And when he wants something from me, no patience, he demands it now. John, final question. What's been the most enjoyable part of the Global Excel Summit for you so far?
The most enjoyable, well, it's just started now. So, the first few events, the first few talks were great. And looking forward to the rest of it. Yeah, there is a lot of great information there about, how to start a business online using Excel, consulting using Excel, that side of it, that's exciting. And also, learning the new Excel features that are coming out, that have come out. So yeah, there's two sides to this. So it's for people that want to learn Excel and also people that want to teach Excel and make money. So yeah, it's a great all-round conference and looking forward. We're only an hour, 2 hours in. Yeah, a few hours in. So yeah, it's going to be a great 4 days.
The world is changing. Financial modelling is no longer just about Excel, and yet Excel modelling skills have never been more valuable. The Full Stack Modeler is an online learning and membership community for finance professionals who are ready to embrace the future. We created Full Stack because we believe that finance professionals need to master Excel, need to master modelling, and need to master all the technologies around Excel, and even that isn't enough. We also need to master the softer skills: communicating, presenting, listening, influencing. Sign up for our short email sequence at fullstackmodeler.com and you'll get the chance to do a full audit of your modelling skill set and find out if the Full Stack journey might be for you. If it is, use the offer code PODCAST at checkout to get 10% off your membership.